How many times have we heard of those who are persistent and hardworking and eventually outdo the ones that are not? This is a case in point. Summer Hills. Each bungalow in the undulating Khandala hills of the Western Ghats is different in roof, patio, porch, terrace, balcony, staff quarters, garden, lawn, swing, facade, and paint. It is like an exhibition of drawings by competitive school children. In the sine wave dips of one such hill, we assemble every holiday, be it the long May vacations or the short ones of Dasera, Ganpati, Diwali, Eid, Christmas, New Year, or someone's weekend birthday party. First, the elders bring us first and second cousins here, then chaperons and maids. Still later, we come on our own with special friends, drugs, weed, and music that blares through the night panes, shattering the hills' echoes. Mango harvest, the flush of dawn through my skin. Manojji lives in the staff quarters with his wife and two toddler daughters. He is the caretaker, cook, cleaner, and gardener. He joined the household when he was maybe 12. Over the years, many domestic helps came and went as Manojji earned a soft belly from leftover food, a thick supervisor's moustache to instill fear in the new bunch of gardeners and cooks. Manojji is a curious man. His eyes and ears are always shifting. One day he quits his job. He takes his family to a rented apartment near his daughter's school. He exhausts his flab and the languor of his earlier job. He hops into cars of property seekers and drives them up and down the hill, savoring and summarizing the land. Soon sales happen and Manojji's commissions come in too. The cities around these hills swell, their arteries choking with holiday makers in a never-ending trail seeking to melt their urban angst. More and more clients come via a 3-hour quick expressway. More properties sell. Manojji finally affords a second-hand car. Today a buyer wants to check a resale cottage in Summer Hills, and Manojji drives him through. In 10 years, he has forgotten the white bungalow and its lanes. Amid polite talk, he gazes at its blaring music. Young voices still screaming, yelling and hooting into the old quiet of the hill. The same smell of aromatic food. Nothing has changed about this bungalow in 20 years. It is only far on the outside that Manojji's daughter is graduating through an international MBA program. Reunion party, the taste of rum on her lips. This is a haibun, a Japanese prose poetry form that allows you to be storyteller and poet at the same time. Written in the present tense, it has haiku interspersed within its prose. This next haibun is on how people or places may look beautiful from outside, but what about the insides? Aparanta is another name for Goa, and being Goan myself, I have always wondered why Goa, like any other beautiful place on earth, is only related to for her beauty and not the deeper signifiers of language, culture, folklore, and history. Do we relate to the core or its beautiful gleaming surface when dealing with people and places? Here, Aparanta is shaped into a woman, Palimpsest. Aparanta comes alive in the way the sculptor chooses square sand grains over round surf-kissed ones. Square grains stick better. He pounds them into place with water like hope, block upon block, and removes the molds with fine knives when it turns hard like belief. He chisels her into desire, lust, love, prosperity. The strands of her hair, the poise over shoulder, nose, curves, eyelashes, freckles, frown, the heaviness of lips. Her gaze is set to a dream, bosom made heavy with sand brought in from the riverbed. All come to see her now, for the one flash that can set them free. Their eyes rove. searching her as if staring into a mirror to become another person. So they can go back to their clockwork cities and say, "You know what happened to me once in Aparanta?" They have to be quick. The sea breeze breaks thick, carving out new expressions over her face each minute. Captive, the sun shaping trees on her dungeon pane. Captive, the sun shaping trees on her dungeon pane. This next haibun is on the emotional cost of love. Can we really erase love once it seeps deep through our dermis and psyche? Barley and coffee beans. Rutuja thrusts everything aside. Fridge magnets, fountain pens with pictures of cities embossed, trinkets and silver mistletoes. She cannot collect all his promises floating in the air, the black bottomlessness of her faith, spirit and trust. But she bunches the jewelry and takes it to the nearby lake, submerging it the way Hindu gods are immersed after days of worship. She could miss the ornaments, designed ornately from every part of the world, some in ancient patterns. She deletes his name from her phone memory, blocks their bank accounts, unfriends him on social media, disconnects from common friends. She toys with the thought of going to the police or publicly humiliating him. She donates his clothes, takes down his picture frames, throws away his things, burns his odds and ends. She feels clean. But now for the child. She tries not to think of his eyeballs, the way they swim in his inherited oyster eyes, his golden skin, the shape of his shins, the tautness between his toes, the shape of his nose. She tries segregating herself and him from him. If she can't tear him out of that little boy, the lake is not too far, she fears, for her or him. Then she soon resists that thought and turns a new leaf, a new chapter within. Solar eclipse. For once, the moth eats the flame. Solar eclipse. For once, the moth eats the flame. If you want to read more of these haibun, you will find them in Paper Asylum. Ask for a signed copy. If you too want to write haiku and haibun, check out the workshops I offer. What do you think of the themes in these haibun? Love, the trick of surficial beauty, and about hardworking, persistent people going ahead in life? Tell me in the comments below. I'm waiting. This is Rochelle Potkar signing off.